What is up, y'all? What is up? So, okay, I tried to do something. Don't know if people are here or if this is even working. So let me wait a little bit because I was trying to do something and it just okay. So this should be working now. Should be working now. So I don't know. I was trying to do this thing where I tried it before and it didn't work then either. But I just wanted to go and see if it was gonna end up working, which it didn't. So now I kind of gotta go to my main account and delete these little mini streams that were not working at all. So give me 1 second. I need to go to my account and then delete these streams off of the platform. So this might end up ruining my views for today's live stream, but honestly that's not the point. I think I felt more satisfied that I at least tried it and then it just didn't work. But real quick, now I need to go in here and share this. So I guess what I'm going to do is probably not try that again until I figure something else out. Yeah, my hairline looks great today. I didn't think it did. Give me 1 second. I want to add everybody on Discord. So add everyone that I am live. Paste. So I'm going live at 3:20. It was supposed to be 3 o'clock, but I really wanted to make sure I could get this done. But I guess it doesn't work like that. I guess I'm gonna have to figure something else out, man. I don't know what to do. I do not know what to do. But thank you all for tuning in for today's live. We're gonna be finishing up a little bit on this front end mentor project that I'm going to be doing. If y'all recall, I think we practically finished everything that was for like styling and index. I think the only thing we needed to get to was simply the button when it was clicked on, and then we just need to add JavaScript, I think, for that. I'm not sure if I need to do HTML or not, but then we also need to do a your cart function. And I think we're gonna have this pretty much down pat. Hopefully. I mean, I'm praying that we do. I'm praying that we do. So let's immediately jump into, well, actually not even immediately. We got a couple of things that we got to change around. I didn't think we were gonna hit our goal, but we did. We keep hitting it off camera. Thank y'all so much for that. And I want to talk about a little bit of some misconstrued things, because I says, yo, bro, there's a Ballon d'Or ceremony right now. Go watch that. Oh damn. Well, I'm not gonna go and be able to watch anything right now because I need to get my coding in today, man. I need to get my coding in today. What is this? It's 1580. Oh wait, no, this is my goal. So I'm gonna do 1600. Hopefully we could hit that. And then we're gonna go 1082, I think. I don't know how much subs we have right now. But I gotta set this up a little bit more. Start that. And then I need to go and edit this because we were actually on day 155. I mean 65. Oh my goodness. But yes, I just wanted to talk about a little bit of misconstrued things from last video because somebody was talking about, like when did this feeling start coming in? Was it because you ended up running into something in cybersecurity that was difficult? I was like, whoa, I'm just assuming. I mean, I'm not gonna be upset with anybody, but I'm assuming people probably aren't watching the video all the way through. Because I explained it in both videos what my issue was. It was because I didn't see any applications around my area. That was the problem. And, some people are just thinking maybe I tried to learn it and it got difficult. It's like, no, I actually didn't even try. Like, that wasn't the point. I know I can learn it because I can learn anything and whatever I put my mind to. But, if some people just probably miss the point. It says, hi, Marzi, keep pushing. Thank you so much, a lot of Dev. Thank you so much. And I will. So let's continue and go and jump into this live screen. I do need to update this here to 165 as well. And then everything else looks nice. You got my Instagram, got the Cash App. Let's get this rolling. Wrong screen. That was embarrassing. But let's now finally, I'm going and show y'all this. So this is what the cart looks like. This is where we left it off. I don't really care to add the font that they gave me. I personally am okay with it. I like when you hover over this though, it gets a nice little background, so you know you're gonna click it. The only scary part though is I do need to get it to when it's clicked, it turns into having two buttons on one button. I really don't get how you could do that. Like, I'm considering not even adding that part, but it's like it's so a part of it that I feel like I have to. And then we also need to do the order confirmed, which I think is going to be pretty sick. But let's get into the JavaScript part. I feel like for the your cart, I believe. For the your cart, I want to see how the JavaScript part looks there. Also, too, I'm realizing I need to get order total. I need to have the image. This is a carbon neutral delivery. I'm realizing those are going to be some things that I might potentially just add afterwards, which might be a little bit trying to figure out like where would I add all of this. And by the way, if you're wondering where I'm looking right here because it's like I don't think I'm gonna have that right there because all this stuff needs to appear after you end up clicking stuff and adding to the cart. So I think the only thing I'm gonna focus on today is particularly just adding it to the cart, having this at the bottom and it having the total, right? So, and then the quantity going up and then the X button. But they gave us a picture of the X button, so I'm gonna have to do a picture. I don't know, this is just gonna be a lot. I think I'm already zoomed in. So give me 1 second. Let me see exactly where I need to start. I think I currently just need to start with declaring a variable. We know how easy the beginning parts could be. So let's just start that going. Hold on, because I gotta have my text right here at the bottom of the screen just in case if anybody is messaging. He said, hi, have you done modules before? I'm not too sure, honestly. I don't really know the names of anything that I do. I just do, you know? I just do it and I don't really have too much of like the vocabulary for it. So like for me, I currently, we're gonna call this const add to cart buttons, but I currently just know enough to like make a website work. And I've kind of am still a little bit of a beginner when it comes to understanding everything that works with a website. So I don't really know if I did that or not. I could have. So now we need to target all the orange buttons. We got to make sure the orange buttons are going to be targeted. If you're wondering where this orange buttons is coming from, it's literally the add to cart button that we are messing with. Like I said though, I don't know for me to get the button to look like this. Should I put this in CSS and it only becomes active after? I really don't know how to get this part to work, but thank God we don't have to focus on that right now. It probably would be nice to focus on it right now, but I'd rather just try and let this go. So now we got to declare cart. Because I don't think we have anything called cart. I would hope not. Or maybe we do. But now we got to get to a bit of my variables here. So we need to do cart container. I forgot to honestly write anything as an ID. So I could just switch all these to like IDs. But then again, I don't think it really matters. It's probably just not industry standard, though, to always take from a class. But I'm just going to do it this way just because I don't really want to I really don't want to hop back into anything that I already created, but I do understand that me probably doing a query selector, I think we're going to be doing a query selector for all of these, isn't industry standard, but it's okay. It is okay. So let me do the quote here, because this isn't like a real website that I'm trying to create. This is just for practice. So if I already know that, then it's okay for me to do it moving forward, as long as I switch that up. If y'all are new here though, definitely hit that subscribe button. We are trying to make this beautiful little website learning. While doing this website, it's going to teach me a lot about JavaScript. I think that's the best part, and what people forget is like it really teaches you about JavaScript a lot. So the cart title, which should be, because this is going to be the cart container, this should be the cart title, meaning we need to find whatever our thing was declared by. I don't think it's the H2 title because that's not the cart. So we need to find what would be the cart title. I think I need to go all the way to the cart. Right here, because this is your cart. Yeah, I'm assuming this is going to be the cart title. So let's go cart text. Sorry, I'm like trying to peel a piece of skin off my lip. And then, oops. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, I deleted the quote. What the hell am I doing? They're like, yeah, don't put this down here. I'm like, I know. Let's go const. And then I think the next thing we need to go and target is the empty. I guess we can just call this empty state. Let's go document.query selector, which will also need to be what we are going to call. Yeah, I think we're going cart cake. And then I think the last thing would probably be not cake, but items text. Because those are going to be the things that need to change. I keep forgetting the freaking things. So now we need to go cart cake. And then we need to go const. Hopefully my stream is still running well. It looks good. Y'all can hear me. And then last but not least, we need to do empty text because I don't know why we're calling it empty. But I think it's because eventually we are going to make it empty. So, I mean, I like how I'm saying that. Like, I'm not the one who came up with it. So let's go items dot text or slash text. And then from here, I think that should be good. I don't like the way that this is underlined. Let cart. Oh, I forgot the equal. I'm like, something looks off there. That's hello, another day, another grind. Nice. Thank you so much, Bubbly. Definitely, that is what it is, man. Every single day, gotta hop on here and gotta do what I gotta do. I don't remember what time I started streaming at because I started so damn late. I think, 10 minutes ago. I can't believe I was supposed to start streaming at 3, and then that just got all messed up. So now, I think the best thing to do, and I think something I want to start doing when I code, is I want to leave comments. I love how I did the opposite way. But I want to start leaving some comments just because I think it's going to be very helpful. So this is going to be, I'm assuming, because we need to do an add event listener, and I want this to be for when you click the cart button. So I want to do listen for like cart. I guess I'm gonna have to write it like add to cart. Click. Something like that. I don't know. Or listen for add to cart. I could probably just do it like that. And that probably would be better. But I want to get used to adding comments because I think that's probably the best thing you could do. I think it will be add to carts button. Well, we declared it though. Oh yeah, because it's getting all the orange buttons. So we need to do add to cart buttons. Dot add event listener. Oh, not dot add to carts. Add event. Can we please? Oh, actually, you know what? I'm realizing you can't do an add event listener to that. Or you probably could, but I think I'm supposed to do an actually for each, and then you do an add event listener to the button, if that makes sense. Or would you do it to this? I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see. I'm thinking we're going with an arrow function here, something I've been being taught recently. So then now that works. And I think from here, we're gonna have to start using some things because I think we're gonna reverse build this. So we're gonna have to start using some things that I will need to declare later. So I think the best bet for me is to remember what needs to be declared. Because we're gonna be doing the for each, and I think we need to from here probably do button dot add event listener, but button isn't declared yet. Or we could probably name it something else, but we gotta remember that what we're adding an event listener to should not be declared yet. I don't believe so. It should be declared later. So now we're gonna go add. Can I spell event listener? Listener. And then from here, we need to go for the click. And then I think we're going for not the E, but we're just gonna do another arrow function. And I just gotta remember that the buttons are, why is it saying big integer? But I just gotta remember that the button is not yet declared. Because if I forget that, that can screw up this whole entire thing. Unless, oh wait, you know what? I'm being slow. My button is supposed to be in here. I was like, because I'm using button, and I'm like, okay, well my button is more like is the perimeter. Because I'm like, I know I'm supposed to be doing something, so putting on my perimeter, that's where that goes. Then from here, inside of this add event listener, the goal is going to be that when you click this add to cart button, it adds over here. You get the X. The quantity goes up, yada yada. So a lot is gonna have to be done once this is clicked. So from here, we're gonna have to declare something. We're gonna have to declare something. I don't think, what class, am I coming from a class here? Am I coming from a class here? I don't think I know where to go from here. Because if I'm doing this, you're doing the button add event listener, I need to declare something that I believe is going to be holding the products, but it needs to be the parent element, no? But the parent element of what? Would it be the parent element of button? Because I think what we're trying to do is we need to get it to where we are doing something with here, but I don't know if I have them. Do I have them separately? Oh, I do. Oh, so maybe it would be the products. But I don't think I would call it products, though. Unless I gotta sneeze. So I don't think I'm doing a query selector. I think I'm just getting something and I'm just doing the, I wish I could remember where I was supposed to go. I think it's supposed to be like product card maybe? And then you're gonna equal that to button. Then I think it's parent element. Product card button parent element, right? Because you're trying to get the parent element of the button, which I think would just be the add to cards button, which would be the orange button. No? Or maybe I'm a little confused what I'm targeting. I think that's what it's targeting. And then from here you would go const name, and then we're going to equal that to product card dot something, but it's gonna have to go into the query selector because the name has to be brown, because we're getting the name from here, by the way. Because if you open this up, this is where the name of the food is. This is just telling you what the food is. So I think I'm going to target that. So I think I'm doing the dot query selector brown. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. I mean, query selector, open that up brown, but I think I might have to hit that with the all. Do I not need to hit that with the all? Maybe not, maybe not. Because I'm thinking all in the sense of like all the dot browns, but maybe it's because maybe it's gonna work this way. And then now you're going product card dot query selector dot brown, and then we need to do another dot, and I'm assuming inner text. I think that has to be what that's going to be, because with inner text we're specifically targeting the text and we need it to change, I think, at some point when it's clicked. I feel like that's what we're trying to currently get at in the end. So then now we need to go price text. So then now I think from here it should actually be easy. I think I just cracked what I was trying to do. So product card dot query selector, and then this also needs to be a color. This also needs to be a color. Oh wait, no, price text is orange because that's what they made us do. I gotta put the dot in the quote. What the heck am I doing? Then that should also be inner text 100%. If I could click the N and not the M's, that should work. And then last but not least, oh, my lighting disappeared. That scared me. If y'all are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,600 subscribers, so that'll be super cool if we could get there. So from here, we lastly, I think, need to declare price, which I think price might just be, actually no, because we already got the price text, so this has nothing to do with the text. This is actually trying to get the price. So I think we need to do, I got my strawberry lemonade. That was delicious. I'm so sorry. I had to take a sip there. But I think from here, I probably need to do the math of, wait, no, because what math are we doing? Because if we're doing the price, what does parse integer do again? Because I can't tell if this is supposed to be, oh, I think this is supposed to be adding the price that we have already written, but now it's going to be adding it into the cart. So I think with parse integer, that is supposed to just convert this string to an integer. But, so I think what I'm doing is I'm doing price text. Yes, okay, because I'm doing price text, because I need to move. I'm forgetting that this is off of the cart. I'm thinking this is like everything, but no. So they don't know the price yet. The price needs to now be moved. So we need to go price text dot replace, and we're going to have to do the first one to be the $sign, and then we're gonna have to do this, and then keep it blank. Dot replace. I think that's it, right? Because the goal is to basically move that around. Then now we need to get a little bit more deeper into this, which is going to be hell. But we need to somehow, at some point, use name and use price in a way. How are we gonna do that? I'm not too positivo. I'm not too positive. If y'all are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. Let me see if it went up. It's like shout anybody. Shout it out. Hey, we're at 1,586. That is what's up, y'all. Thank you so much to whoever hit that, oh my goodness, that subscribe button. And thank you for encouraging me and tuning into the content as well. Being very supportive. Y'all don't got to take time out of your day, and that is simply what y'all ended up doing. So I think that's pretty cool. So from here, I know at some point we need to use this name, we need to use this price. It probably would be here. I just gotta kind of think a little bit about what am I expecting to happen. So when you click it, we want the price to pop over there. We want the name, yada yada. We want everything that we clicked on to now be placed in the cart. So I think from here we gotta go const existing. I guess let's just call it existing. I'm just coming up with random names, but let's go cart and dot find. Because now we need to be able to, I believe with the dot find method, what are we doing? It returns the value of the first element in the array where predicate is true, right? Because I think everything is being written inside of the array. Oh wait, no, not yet. Not yet. So I think this is probably a future thing. But we also need to figure out what we're putting inside of this perimeter. I just don't know if it needs to be... I feel like this is probably where we're going to start working a little bit backwards because I don't know where to go. So we're doing const existing equals cards. I don't know why I started putting on a deep voice. My voice was super deep. What the hell was that? I don't even know. Sorry, I just wanted to see. Oh, I just wanted to see my screen. Const existing equals cart dot find. What exactly do we need to find that's within this cart? Because clearly we're trying to... Oh, I'm stupid. We are targeting the array. Because this is where cart is coming from. Okay, so that's where I was getting a little bit thrown off. Because I'm like, what the hell are we targeting? So I think we're just going to go item, probably item dot name. So does that take the const name or no? Item dot name should equal item... Or wait, not even. I'm screwing that up. This should be item should equal item dot name. So I think we're working backwards here, y'all, because I don't recall doing anything with this. Now we finally are going to connect it to the name. There we go. So now we finally got this part done. So I guess that's how we're bringing this name in, and then we need to continue going from here. So now the last two things we need to figure out and how to make this get into the cart when clicked is the price and existing. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. Damn, I need like, actually I'm realizing this water is a little bit too close to my PS5. Like, I cannot wait to play the game today. So const existing equals cart.find item equals item.name equals name. So I think I'm gonna have to go with an if statement. I think we should throw existing in here. Existing. If I could spell for 1 second, I would be happy. I need to learn how to spell. Existing. I don't think I like the name. I don't think I like the name existing. I don't think I like that. Let's go existing dot quantity, because I think now this is going to allow me to do what I need to do. For the quantity, we're going to go plus equals there, and then last but not least, we got to hit that with the else. Drop this down, and then we got to go cart. And remember, we're doing something with an array. So if existing is working, the quantity should go up. I'm assuming that's when you press something. I don't know why we're calling it existing, but when you press the button, you get the item name. You get the item, which should equal the item name, which should equal name. So you just get all the names. But then the quantity part of things need to plus equal 1. So if I were to, I'm assuming this is either when you click it and you know how you can click it multiple times. So it's like times 1 or it's going up 1. So it's like 1, 2, 3. So this could probably be what that part is, like the quantity of the item, not necessarily the quantity here. But that also, it could be though, but I don't think we're targeting the cart text. I think we're targeting the name. Because cart text has not been actually, what the hell is my cart text? Did I not declare that? Oh, we're here. I think we called it empty text. Oh no. Oh, it is the cart title. Never mind. Yes, we haven't targeted that yet. So I think we're talking about something next to it. So that's fine. Let's go with dot push here. He said it's been 1.5 weeks since my PC, or since your PC broke, and hopefully it will be fixed by the end of the week. Not too affected by it since watching your process has been a learning experience. Hey, that's what's up, Bubbly. That is what's up. And yeah, hey, can't wait for that computer to be fixed. So you could definitely go and do some coding. But it's great that you can end up, learning something from me learning, because, man, I don't know. Sometimes I be feeling like I'm just like throwing stuff together. Because for me, it's hard for me to really explain a lot, and that's why I like to talk out loud, because I think it will get me to do better. But it's hard for me to really like explain a lot of what I'm thinking or what I'm doing. I just kind of say what comes to my head. If I could spell quantity, what the hell? How do you spell quantity? Is it quan? Because this is gonna be my downfall if I can't spell this. Quantity? Quantity? I think is how you say that. And then you're doing it as one. Space. I don't know if I'm doing that right. Don't know. I think I'm spelling quantity wrong. Quantity. Oh. Y'all didn't hear me say that. Y'all did not hear me say that. I don't say that word. Something is off here. So we're doing the name, the price, and then it should be quantity. I'm assuming I probably forgot to do something with this. Or maybe it gets declared later. So I kind of just have to go with the flow. But like, I don't think so. Something is off. Something is off here, but it looks right. Oh, you know what? It's because I think I misspelled it here. Quantity. How do you spell quantity, bro? It's either because I misspelled it here, or was I supposed to put this as a perimeter somewhere? I either misspelled it here, or I'm going to be doing something with it later. I'm not too sure, because this is something I need to write right now, which I gotta remember. But I need to call this update cart. So we haven't made this a function yet, but we are gonna have it placed here because we know we gotta eventually do that. And this is where it would be, because the cart needs to be updated. But I can't think of why quantity is not working. What is up, SB? What is up? I'm trying to see if maybe I could have misput it somewhere. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna be coming to that later. I feel like it's just not declared yet. Or something like that. I guess eventually, we will end up seeing. We'll end up seeing. I'm going to, well, honestly, I was going to put a note, but in all honesty, it's going to stay red. In all honesty, it's just going to stay red anyway, so. Yeah, because these two are popping up. Quantity isn't because it's not declared, so hopefully we declare that later. If we don't, we got to figure that out. But let's now finally get into the function of the update cart. That's why I didn't mind declaring it up there and doing it afterwards, because it probably makes more sense for me to do it this way. So the goal, it says quantity does not exist on its own. It only exists as a property of existing. It would be existing.quantity. Oh, so that's what you're saying I would have to put in here? I would have to do existing.quantity. Says you need to make it an object with this, not that. Oh, that's where I went wrong. You're right. You're right. It's supposed to be an object. Thank you so much, bro. Because I definitely was like gonna just move forward and be like, whatever, it should just work. That's exactly what that was. Thank you so much. Who said that? I think it was Amar. I think it's how you pronounce it. Thank you, bro. Oh my goodness, that could have screwed this whole thing. I was like, whatever, I'll come back to it. It's gonna stay red anyway. I'll go figure out what that is. And it was literally that. Oh, I'm so thankful for you, man. That was something else. So now from here, we need to make it so if the cart is empty and or if it's a blank screen, because if y'all see here, well, let me go show y'all someone's project a little bit. So this is someone else's project, right? They click the button, which I'm kind of don't know how to get it to look like this, so I'm gonna do that later. But when you click it, it turns into this, it pops up here. You could do the quantity to be like 3, so it's gonna go up here. the total is moving. I also need to remember to put this in there too. I don't think I did, but we'll see. You can X that out. And as soon as you exit out, right, you add all this to the cart. As soon as you exit out, it goes back to this blank screen. So that's what I currently need to do when it comes to my script here. So I guess I would go with if, because we got to be able to have this to be, because we also need to do something with like the old list and the old total, the old button, the new button, right? So we need to do a whole bunch of those things, because if I don't end up adding this function in here, and there was probably an easier way to do this with the HTML, but I just don't want to touch my HTML. So the goal here is going to be, I think my issue is when I would click the button, it would pop up, but it kept adding a new button, or like adding it as if it was a new section. And then when I would exit out, it wasn't working. So we have to call this, well, this is going to be the condition. So we got to go cart.length. So that's going to be easier, right? The condition sometimes could be the easiest thing to get to. Cart.length. And then now from in here, we need to do let old list, I believe, equal. And from here, where are we going? I think it's the cart container, which is my .cart. So you got to go let that equal cart container, and we got to do the query selector to get the UL here. So let me do UL. If I can spell for a second. If I could just spell, we got to get the UL. And then last but not least, we got to do another if. Wait, why are we doing another if? Am I able to do another if? I feel like that's like such a weird way to write that. Or should I do if else? Well, no, actually, I think you are able to do it this way. Because I'm going to have to do another if for the old list. For the old list, and then it's just going to be old list, I think, dot remove, yes, because we basically need to remove it. We basically need to remove this old list. But then it's kind of like, because this is doing the cart container, it's adding it as a UL, so I'm assuming that's when you click it, it pops like this. So you're adding that as a UL. Does this, can I inspect their JavaScript? Oh, I can. But I think they wrote it in React, so I'm gonna be a little bit like baffled by what the hell is going on here. You know, they wrote theirs like real funky, real funky. I'm going vanilla. Damn, it should show a little bit of like where it's at least targeting, but whatever. Sorry. So we're going dot remove here. And then I think from here we're gonna, oh, I see exactly what we're doing now. I actually think I finally see exactly what we're doing. So we're just declaring it by getting what the total and what the list are, but then we're going to be clearing it for when it finally gets clicked. So this is probably just gonna have to be something we put later at some point. So now we gotta go cart container, query selector, and this time we gotta hit the dot order dash total. So I think I'm finally starting to get this a little bit more under control. Then we gotta go if old total, and then we gotta put old total dot remove. So we're probably gonna see a little bit more of this later, because now I'm starting to see where I'm going. So now we gotta go do the same thing. Let old button equal cart container. Oops, container. If I can spell. Dot query selector. Which the query selector I think should be the confirm button. So these are things that we haven't created yet. Well, actually I was gonna say, are you able to put it in here and then target it, or do you have to create it? Because I think I already have it targeted in my style, but I don't think I have it created in my, is it targeted in my style? Cart item, confirm button. I thought I had the confirm button created. I guess I lied. Or maybe I put it as something. Oh wait, is it over here? Oh no, it's not. Then maybe, oh, you know what? I think this is gonna be something that we have to do. We're gonna be declaring it later. Or doing it later. Or building from the bottom and up. And then we're gonna go here and do old button dot remove. that out the way. So hopefully that could end up clearing that. And then last but not least, I think that's it. We're still going to be doing it inside of here, but now we need to go cart title, which this should finally be the easier part. So this is what the cart title and text are going to be. So we kind of already have it looking like this, but I guess maybe it's best for me to throw it in like this anyway. We're going to go 0, and then we're going to come back down, and then I believe what was my next one, it needs to be empty state, empty text, yes, because empty state is the cart cake. The cart cake, actually, why are we targeting that? Why are we targeting that? Oh, I think it's because we're doing something. We're doing something with the style. Doing something with the style. Okay, I was like, what the hell are we talking about? So we need to do something with the style, and we basically need to make it block. I hate when they do that. Style, space, dot display. And then I think from here, we're going block. Because the empty state and the empty text, which right now the empty text says this, it needs to be blocked, meaning it's shown. I think when you do none, means it's there or something. Because I think I thought block meant that it was blocked, but I think block just means when you want it to be shown. I think you do none when you don't want it to be shown. Or I could be completely wrong with that. Not positive. Not the best here. Just trying to do what I know. Oh, it says, are you a student or working as a website developer? I am. Well, I think technically, it depends on where I would fall in. Like, I'm not working as a web developer, but yeah, I guess I'll just say I'm a student. I'll say I'm a student because I'm not necessarily working as a web developer yet. I'm trying to have a little bit more speed when it comes to making a website work. And that's currently what I want. I want to do a little bit more speed, and then when I get faster. So hopefully I plan by January to be getting some money making, doing whatever I'm doing, making some websites. If y'all are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to make my website currently. I'm going to show y'all real quick. This is what my website looks like. This is it on the side. This is from Front End Mentor 2, by the way. We're trying to make it function like this one over here. When you click it, it adds up. You put it into the cart, turns to 2. Click another one, looks like this. Exit out, comes back to this. So that's currently the goal of what I'm trying to get this to do with my JavaScript. So now we gotta have this both on block, and then I think from here we return. Yeah, I think because that's the end of it. So this is gonna be when you update the cart, and then I'm sure we're probably gonna have to get to a little bit of these things in the future. So like I said, I kind of want to make some notes for things that I'm gonna be doing. So I don't need to really make a note for this. I think it's kind of self-explanatory on what that is doing. If the cart's empty, it's empty, yada yada. So for this one, I want this to be, we want to be able to hide the empty state is where we're going to get to. And then I think my next one would be to remove the old list and the total. Something like that. So I think we're going to open this up here. It says keep making projects and look over tech stacks that you want to use. Like I'm a full stack developer student at the moment and it's project after project. No, yeah, facts. That's why right now I'm just making some projects from Front End Mentor, and I have my own projects that I'm doing on the side. I just currently don't post as often on it unless like I make like a big milestone, because it's clear like when it comes to YouTube, people don't really care to see like the process sometimes, at least in a regular format video. So I like to wait until like I hit a milestone so I could be like, and look. So I do have a bunch of projects that I'm building, and I currently plan from like now moving forward to always make new projects. So now we need to hide this empty state. We need to hide this empty state, which of course is gonna be the empty state, right? But it's just kind of like how, actually no, that's actually quite easy. I think it's just doing the style.display none. Sorry, completely overthought that one. Completely overthought that one. I don't know why. And then we need to do empty text as well. And then we also need to do the same thing. Dot display none. So I guess it's gonna stay like this unless we add something in there, and hopefully this allows it to I'm not sure if we got into the code just yet, but hopefully this allows it to be none when we click the X as well. Because that was something I was running into. We got pretty far though. How long have I been streaming for? I think I've been streaming for about, oh, bro, I can't see. Damn it, I can't see without messing up my whole stream. It says this. It says don't overthink anything because it seems like you're overthinking a lot. I mean, well, I feel like for me, I just learned that when it comes to me coding, I kind of just have to say what I'm thinking out loud. Otherwise, if I don't, then I just won't really get anywhere. So if I'm like talking out loud trying to figure out what I'm doing, that's just what I'm doing. I mean, if it comes off as overthinking, then I guess that's the point, but let me see. Remove old lists in the total, but also too, with the more practice you get, the better and easier it comes. You know what I mean? It says how's tricks, buddy? How's tricks, buddy? I don't even know. I don't know what you said, Fuzzy Bear. I do not know. So remove old list. Hold on real quick. I want to see if I got something. Hey, thank y'all so much for getting me to 1,590 subscribers. Oh my goodness, y'all are super goated. Super, super goated. All right, real quick, let me just do a little bit more here and then I can answer some of y'all. But now we need to remove this, which seems to be... Wait, I thought we already did this part. Because what the hell was all this? Because we already removed it, but I think I have to rewrite that. Or I could be tripping. I think I'm have to rewrite that. It says, have you tried using p5.js for visuals? No, I have not. That must be super cool though. He said, how am I? I'm all right. Doing pretty good. So I guess from here, we're probably just, oh, you know why I think we're redoing it a little bit? Is I think from here, we're going to be doing the UL for the old list, but then we need to do the title for the order total, the total for the order total. But I think this is going to be outside of my if statement. Or no, because we're still inside of the function. Because what I'm confused is I thought this was removing it. So why do I have to remove it again? It's not inside of the if, but it's still inside of the function. So I'm assuming this is probably just, oh, you know what? I think this is just what it's going to naturally probably look like. Unless this was to happen. So unless cart length, wait, what am I? So if cart length equals 0, all of this would be removed. But now we're adding this in, doing the same thing. I don't know. I'm wondering why we have to end up doing that again. Like, it would be different if we had to do something a little bit different, but I think it's the same exact thing from like if I really wanted to, I think I could just copy this. Right? Because wouldn't this be removing it? Wouldn't this be removing it? You're doing yeah. I mean, I guess that's done. I mean, hopefully I didn't mess that up. And then I think we're doing the same thing for the button. Hopefully I didn't mess this up. I don't know if I'm mistaken what was going on here or... But hey, let's just do this. Let's just do this. I think that looks better. It says make long comments for each function and put a good description explaining what it's doing. That helps a lot. No, yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like I said, I get this and I get this. I think the only difference in my head is like, I'm forgetting what my reasoning was for putting one in here, like doing it here in here and then not. Because I understand that this here is saying none. Because I'm assuming, you know, if this equals 0, I don't know. That part is confusing me because I thought we were equaling something else. I thought this was like if cart.length equaled something, like it adding up in numbers. I thought then we were sitting here removing, but that wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense. But this is still inside the update cart function. I think I'll understand the more that I keep pushing forward here. But next we need to create a new list. I remember this. I know how to do this part. You said I would make the update cart function to take a parameter of how much you're adding in them, add it from your current to your new value. I think eventually we're going to end up getting into that at some point. So from here, we're going to have to go const list because we need to create a new one, which would be document.create element. I know this part. This is where it comes a little bit easier. And let's just go UL. He says, hey, junior web dev here, wishing you the best for your journey. Hey, thank you so much, Naz. No, definitely. That's super cool, man. Two juniors in the same spot. Well, I honestly still would probably call myself more of a student, if anything. But I know you're calling yourself a junior, and that's super dope, man. That's super dope. That we both are kind of in the same spot. You probably know way more than me though. But now we gotta let order total, because I think now we're targeting here the actual section. I'm assuming we're targeting this. Oh wait. Targeting this maybe. Yep, the order total here. Hopefully I remember. I'm probably gonna have to do that part later actually. I'll have to dive back in here a little bit later because I think I should have already done it. And that's gonna give me a headache. He said, oh, I'm glad to see the progress, buddy. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Fuzzy. He says, oh, sorry, I was just trying to help a little bit as I'm a junior full stack developer. Oh, no, it's all good. It's all good. It's just normally I kind of already have it like planned out in the way that I'm gonna do it because I'm not too good with my JavaScript. So I do have like steps written down for me to remember. So normally my steps would be something like create the new list. So in my head, and then remove old list in total. So it's like in my head, it's like I know they want me to do it this way. Or not they want me, but the steps that I've written. So I'm just gonna have to go that way and see what happens. But normally if someone tells me to like add something, I wouldn't know if I could add it or not because I don't know if it's gonna mess up what I already planned to do for mine. He said, can we trade your laptop with one potato? He said, you gotta bounce. See you later, Fuzzy Bear. See you later, see you later. If you are new here, man, hit that subscribe button. Just trying to get this damn project done. I actually was watching this dude on, it was like this dude on, I wish I could remember his name, but he does live streams literally like this, where he basically will, hold on real quick, I think we're doing a little thing here. I believe I have to get the index as well. But he builds these projects, literally front-end mentor projects, like the ones that I'm doing right now. What the hell is this? Oh. But like the ones that I'm doing right now, and he could do this in like 3-4 hours. I'm like, bruh, you're crazy the way he does it too. And I think he's more like advanced in his coding, so he could get it done rather quickly for me. I mean, I did a good amount so far, but I don't think I'm gonna be done by today. I do not think I'm gonna be done by today. He said, I'm not new here. Or are you saying you are new here or you're not? So trial and error, you'll come back to the stream and be like, I could have made this a lot easier for myself. No, big facts. No, exactly. That I've actually recently been looking back at like my older stuff, like way back, and I'm like, wow. The stuff that I could have done to make this way better. But sometimes, you know, I feel like when you're first coding, I feel like sometimes it's best to take the long route. Because when you take the long route, it teaches you what goes into the shorter route. Because if you only teach yourself the shorter route, then if you see a code that looks a little funky, you're not going to really understand it because you went short first. I feel like sometimes you do need to take that long route there for you to at least understand where it's going to be going. So now we got to go subtotal here. And we're going to go subtotal is going to equal, because we got to go item.price, right? Because this is the item. Trying to see where I'm getting this from. I believe, yeah, so we're doing the item.price, which is either just, from here. Every time I try to get something from a perimeter, or I put something in the perimeter, I always forget that I put it there. I don't know what that is, and I'm just like, I know why I'm using it, but I don't see why I'm using it. So I think from here, I don't know if I'm doing a plus, or if I'm doing this. I think I'm doing times, right? Is that how you do times in JavaScript? I believe so. And then you're doing quantity. That's how you spell it. You didn't hear the word I said at all. Let's go order total from here. And then I think you're doing plus equals. And then you're going sub total. So this is like the math of pretty much how we're going to be getting the, I'm assuming how we're going to be getting this here when you start adding stuff. And it's probably not, is that fully the math yet, right? Because the subtotal is going to be the item price times the item quantity. Yeah. What the hell was I writing here? What the hell was this? Order what? Oh, order. Is that supposed to be my order total? I didn't even spell the word. And I'm doing plus minus. I don't know how to click anything. where was I going? So the good practice is to write these comments, what to do up front, and then fill code. This up front lets you think about logic before you start writing code. Oh, you know what? That actually is smarter because I do have steps. Like I do have it, and it's just like off screen where I write down my steps. I probably should throw that on the screen. So for instance, like me doing this, I should throw it on the screen so it could show me instead of like exactly like you said. Thank you so much, bro. I'm probably gonna do that when I come on later because I can only stream for about an hour today and we're coming up on that hour, so I don't think I'm gonna get too far from here. So then from here, I don't think we're done. We need to continue to go a little bit more deeper into this, which I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're doing. We're still inside of the update cart, and either I'm not supposed to be, and I forgot to take myself out, or because now where are we going from here? Because I'm assuming we're going to be targeting this, maybe the list or yeah, I feel like we're going to be targeting the list, but we obviously need to make an LI because the list is going to be the UI. So now we need to target oh, that's what we're doing. I think we need to target what's going to be in the LI now that we made the UL. Yeah, that sounds about right. But it's kind of like, how do I get into that? I feel like, and I really don't like doing it. Y'all know I hate doing this when I talk about it in Free Code Camp, but I hate writing HTML inside of JavaScript, and I think that's probably gonna have to be where I go from here. Because we don't have no li written in here. So I'm just gonna have to go const li is going to equal, not list, I think it's just going to equal because we need to create it first. So create element, which should be li, I think. Yes, sorry. I don't know why I keep saying sorry. All I said was I think. I gotta get sorry out of my vocabulary. Let's go enter HTML, and then from here we need to do, now we gotta get into it. And I feel like I might come back to this part tomorrow because I'm not gonna cap. I don't really recall what needs to be written in here. So, hey, I could do a little bit more studying on it. We came pretty far though. We did the add to cards. We actually came pretty far. I didn't think I was gonna be able to get this far. And I hope I'm right. Normally I always have to find something where I misspell something. And then also too, oh yeah. So normally I always find something where I misspell something. And I could probably review a little bit of my notes to see exactly why removing the old list in total twice happened. Why inside of the if statement when it's 0, but then I guess I'm assuming it's also outside of it. So what that means it's gonna be like this even when it doesn't equal 0. So when it's like 1 or 2 or 3, but then that's when in my head it's like, so then does this ever show up? I don't know. That's my thought process there. My thought process is study that part a little bit more. Study that part a little bit more. But y'all, we grew a good amount in subscribers today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're at 1,590. That is super amazing. My sub goal thing does not seem to know how to collect subs unless they are from good accounts. I mean, not good accounts, unless the accounts allow themselves to be seen. I think some of these accounts are private. So I always have to update it myself. So we're at 590. That is a pretty good number. Oops, to be. Can I spell for 1 second? I know y'all can't see what I'm typing, but I'm trying to fix it. There we go. Perfection. Sub goal. Raise that up. But if y'all have any questions, normally towards the end of my streams, I like to do a little bit of a Q&A. So definitely let me know if y'all have any questions so I can answer them. It could be about anything. It could be about YouTube, coding, life, right? My plans in life. It does not really matter. It says, are you only doing front end? From now on, yes, I'm going to be only doing front end. I do plan in the future, though, to learn back end. But I have a bunch of different things going into this next year, a bunch of different things that I'm going to be learning and practicing and stuff like that. So it's going to be tough one to say I'm going to be trying to go full stack. But I feel like as of right now, that isn't going to be the case as of yet. Because I do plan on, I feel like around this time, I should have a video coming out actually that talks a little bit more about my plans in life, but I have been trying to study a little bit more on IT support because I want to be able to land a tech job at some point. So I do plan on wanting to go that route and then eventually trying to see some other things like passing some CompTIAs. Of course, I gotta pass the CompTIA A+ to get into IT support. Some jobs you can get into there, but without one, but it's probably more likely if you just got the certification, that would be good. And eventually, my bigger dream, bigger dream, I would love to get into cybersecurity, so I'm probably going to try to go and pass all the rest of the CompTIAs from there, network and security, to see if I could pursue that. But I do web dev as like a side hustle. I currently like to do it because I see it as I think you could definitely make a good couple extra bucks from web development, making websites, and probably because I don't plan on making websites for like big companies or wanting to work for a company or like big businesses. I feel like I want to do it for like the small entrepreneurs, the person who just got out of barber school, wants to be a barber, needs a website. It's like, bro, I got you. And I could probably charge cheaper just because they're probably not going to spend hella money if they don't really understand it on why I'm doing it. But I would present it to them more than likely as a discount. Because if I try to be like, yeah, this is what I'm going to charge, they're going to be like, oh, $30 worth of a website? Like, the hell knows. I'm going to be like, bro, I'm going to give you a discount, blah, blah, blah. And then from there, hopefully, word of mouth and just doing it progressively after a year, getting a lot of experience, I can end up raising the prices to where I would want to put them, which I think I would want my natural price to be like $250 or $200 on the dot, hopefully for the natural price, but I wouldn't care to go lower than that if my clientele number, like just to build my clientele number up. I don't care to go lower than that, like way lower than that. The goal is to build experience and to build clientele work. It's not to become rich, right? That's really what my mindset is. And that's why I see it as a side hustle. I don't plan on ever making it a actual freelance position. I don't want to be sitting there trying to be like, oh my gosh, how can I make $2,000 this month and I only got 5 clients? It's like they're not about to pay $500 for a website. These are small entrepreneurs. They're not gonna pay that. So I feel like for me, I can see it as side hustle money. I work a good job, so my job, it could cover everything. I don't really need to do web design. I just would love to make a couple extra bucks. Yeah, you said never go cheap. For many people, cheap means not good. No, exactly. That's why the best thing for you to do is if you're gonna charge cheap, is make sure you say it is going to be a discount. You're gonna be like, yo, I got you. Here's a discount for whatever reason. You can come up with any reason. Make them feel like they're special. But you're really just doing it cheaper because they're probably not gonna pay that as of yet. So don't forget to sell the hosting. No big facts. Because selling the hosting, probably where you're going to be getting most of your money from in the end, especially if like let's say you could get 5 people on like a $20 hosting. Now you just sat there and you're about to make I think that's like 100. I think I straight up $100, right? Is my math wrong? No, I'm just playing. That's like $100 you're getting a month just off of those 5 people that are probably going to be hosting to you for whatever, for like a year. Now you just make an extra $100 outside of even making the websites. Like that would be insane. But no, yeah, you said I'll get paid for a review. Hey, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. But that's why, people like, I feel like when it comes to making clientele, people are afraid. I feel like people are afraid to go cheap because they make it seem like if you go cheap, you're gonna either be ripping off other people who are charging more, and or you're gonna be sitting there making your work seem like it's worth that much. But that's why, like I said, you always gonna mention that it's a discount because if you say it's cheap, or if you're doing it for cheap, yes, they are going to treat you like that. But if you say it's a discount, that's going to be good. And they might end up taking it because you said it's a discount. But really, you're just charging cheap because, hey, that's what's up. Thank you so much, Billy, for hitting that subscribe button. But really, you're just charging cheap because in the end, they're probably not going to pay that $250 on the start. Because that's something I always tell people. Because sometimes I'll run into people that will be like, don't sit there or they'll be like, just go and offer websites for $250. I'm like, if I don't have no experience and I try to offer a website for even $100 or more, it's like people are gonna be like, who the hell are you? I'm not taking no website. You know what I mean? Like that's why I feel like you gotta kind of build it up at a smaller number and then rise up, because you start sitting there trying to throw those numbers out, you're not about to get no people. And I understand you want to get paid for the work that you're putting into it. But in the end, you can't do that from the start because it's just not going to work. No one's going to pay that amount. You got to build it up and then get to that point. You said Fiverr offers people websites for $100 and spend many hours on it. Trust me, that is not the way you should do business. I think you should. I don't know. I feel like it depends on how certain people want to do it. I just feel like for me in the end, if I sit there and I don't have nothing to show for my work, tell me why someone would rather me, $100 who has nothing to show for, than somebody else who has $100 and has 30 websites they've made. It's clear they're gonna pick the person who has all these websites that they made and it looks nice. You gotta lower your prices. You got to. I think that's the best way to do it. The goal is to rise up your prices, but you have to start lower, because if you don't start lower, you're not gonna build clientele. They're not gonna pick me over somebody who has made 30 to 40 websites for $100, and then I'm trying to, this is about to be the first person I'm going to make a website, and I'm charging the same price. It's not gonna make sense. It just doesn't. It says because you were local in your area. I mean, it could be that. Wait, what do you mean? You said because you were local in your area? Or in their area? You think they would pick me over somebody who made 40 websites? Or are you trying to agree? I don't know what you're saying. I don't understand that part. But in the end, that's where I feel like, you kind of have to, but just make sure that, because for me, I don't plan on doing lower prices forever. I only want to do it for like probably to get at least 2 to 4 people. And then I feel like when I get 2 to 4 people, then I want to raise it up a little bit more and then just keep going from there. You said people like to see and talk to people and get fast changes in support. No, yeah, big facts, big facts. But I'm not just trying to do people in my local area though. I'm trying to do small entrepreneurs, but everywhere. Like, because you can find small entrepreneurs in any state, any city. So no, I probably wouldn't be able to talk to them, like, unless you mean like face to face. If you mean phone call, then that's probably how I would do it anyway. But face to face, yeah. But that's why I always tell people you got to start low, then rise higher. Because if you sit there and you start high compared to someone with 40, 30 websites, bro, it's not going to make sense. You're not going to stand out. But that's pretty much the goal for that. And like I said, I would only do it for like 4 people, like 4 clients, like for like a discounted price. And then I would try to rise it up from there to a different price that still wouldn't be 250, but it would still be a little bit higher than that. And then from there, after getting that a little bit more clients, then the goal would be trying to do my permanent price, which would be 250, and or changing the price depending on what they want. If they want like a booking system, I could sit there and hire someone to do back end, I do the front end, whatever. We could work together, and we could charge more just because they want their own built-in booking system. So it really comes down to how you want to move and do certain things. Oh my goodness, bro. My lemonade tastes amazing. But yeah, so if y'all have any other questions, I definitely could be. Oh, it says, okay, you have clearly set up mine. Do research and you'll understand that I'm trying to help you. Do big mistake on beginning. You can always create demo websites to amaze people, which you could do. I mean, I see, no, because my thing is, I see what you're saying. I'm just saying that in the end, it's like, if I'm saying that I'm going to lower the price for 4 people, what my mindset is like, where can you go wrong with that? If I'm lowering it for 4 people and I'm saying it's a discount, how am I going wrong? At the end of the day, the goal is to get the client. I don't care about the pay. I don't care to be rich. I don't care for it to be $200, 350, 500, 1,000. I do not care about that. I care about the experience, and I care about the getting the clientele. So it doesn't even need to be that specific client. I'm just talking about getting multiple people. So it says try multiple platforms again. No, yeah, definitely. That would be the goal, is to make sure that I try. Oh wait, are you talking about for streaming, or are you talking about for putting yourself out there? If we're talking about putting yourself out there for freelance, then I would definitely go and I already considered putting myself on multiple platforms for that, while also reaching out to people by their Instagram accounts, because I think that's probably the coolest thing with web dev, is like you can kind of tell when someone needs a website. You know what I mean? You can kind of tell when someone needs a website, and I feel like from there, that's where it's gonna be pretty cool. You said do it for your friends for free. For clients, start on 2,500. Oh my goodness, you're tripping. If I'm talking about small entrepreneurs, like I think that's where your misunderstandings stand. I'm talking about small entrepreneurs. I'm not talking about working for like a restaurant, or let's say I'm targeting someone in a restaurant, right? And they want like a menu, they want this. It makes sense to charge that amount. But if you're sitting there and you're trying to do small, unless you meant to say 250, maybe I'm tripping. But I don't know if we're saying 2,500. But if you're saying 2,500, then we are miscommunicating what people I'm talking about. And he said the problem with cheap customers is that they offer a lot of their net worth and stress about return on investment. Yeah, but I think my main question is, how long do you, okay, this is my question to you guys. How long do you think I'm going to do it for? And for how many people? I think that's my true question, because I feel like it's being miscommunicated how many people you think I'm going to do this for, where it's going to be like a little bit cheaper. And the thing is that it's going to be cheaper for the people I call my friends. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're just miscommunicating. I think we're all misunderstanding what I'm trying to say, because I do think you shouldn't charge cheap. Like, let's find a mid ground. I do believe you shouldn't charge cheap because the return on investment isn't going to be the same. I believe that 100%. I agree. But I'm assuming we are talking about two different things, because this is where you guys are getting it. Okay, because you said, yeah, I'm talking about small businesses, restaurants start at 5,000. It's all about complexity. So then now define small business. Because I said small entrepreneurs. I need you to define small business. Because then I think it's where we're getting it misconstrued. So I really want to know what you were talking about. So as many as you can for the experience. Well, then that's where you got that wrong, because I didn't say how many as I can. I said I would only do cheap for 4 people. That's literally what I said. And then I said from there, rise up to eventually be able to do $250. So I'm not saying I'm going to do $50, $20 for like hella people. It's that wouldn't even be the price of it if you understood what I was saying. But I'm saying I'm doing it for a few people, like 4, just to build it up. You said 2,500 is cheap for a barber. Oh my, wait, but okay, so are we talking about a barber shop, or are we talking about a single barber? I just want to see exactly where we're talking about. Because if you're talking about a single barber, I don't know what barbers you know about, but they're not about to pay no 2,500 for a website. A single barber, a barber who works by themselves. I'm not talking about a barber shop. They don't work in a barber shop. They work by themselves from their parents' house. You're telling me they're going to pay $2,500 for a website. The website should do for money. That's the point. That is the point. But I'm saying, like, tell me what single barber, and I'm not trying to, like, trap you. I think we're miscommunicating what we're talking about, so I want you to see what I'm saying. If there's a barber, right, who is working from their parents' house cutting hair, and I go up to them and I'm like, bro, I can make you a website. You cannot tell me they're going to be like, yeah, bro, I'm going to pay you $2,500 for a website. That's where it's like, I think we're miscommunicating who I'm targeting. I'm targeting real small entrepreneurs, like girls who are doing nails in their basement. You know what I mean? They don't really have money like that. That's why they started. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they're not going to pay no $2,500 for that when they don't even make that much doing their nails in their parents' basement. That's why they're still there. So it's like, for me, I'm talking about doing people. You said better be a good website. No, facts. But that's pretty much what I'm saying. I want to do it for real small entrepreneurs. I'm not talking about like someone in a barbershop. Because obviously if they're making hella money, y'all, I wouldn't sit there and I wouldn't charge what I'm trying to charge. But if these people aren't making that much money, that's why I'm not going to charge that much. Because why would someone who makes $500 a week going to pay me $500 for a website? It just doesn't make sense. They don't make enough. She said, okay, I understand your target. No, yes, thank you. Because I do understand that some people get that a little bit construed. Because I feel like when I say small entrepreneur, people just think small businesses. So I feel like that's what I mean. So it says, what are you guys not getting? Some people don't have a website because they can't afford it. That's what she's trying to say. Thank you so much, Pico. Thank you. That was it. I think I could stop there. I think I finally got what I was, whom I'm targeting. Because that's what I was saying. Because it's like, I actually agree with y'all. 100%. Never charge somebody if your investment in the website is going to be a lot. Never charge nobody too small compared to how much time you're going to put into there. I actually 100% agree. I just want to target people who are way lower than that, because if you start targeting people in that field, I think it gets a little bit more harder to get people. So I want to target the people that I can always make a client but it's gonna have to depend on my what is it called? I can always make a client, but I would have to start cheap then rise up. But I'm pretty sure y'all finally like get it now. So then that's the point. So okay, if you change min price PH $45, how long it would take you to create a complex website and how much will it stay in your pocket after paying tax you need to survive? Well, my thing is, because you're saying a complex website, so now I feel like we need to define complex, because it's like, if I'm making a website that's for a barber, it doesn't need to be that complex. The only thing you need to do, it could literally stay a static website. The only thing you would need to do is create a pop-out. You would need to create a pop-out of a, like, their Calendly. So in my head, it's like, what is the website looking like for y'all? I think that's where my head is going, because the website I'm making, I can make in 2 hours. Like 2 to 3 hours, and then probably like trying to make sure it gets hosted. Maybe that's another hour. And then probably just trying to have to go back and forth with the client to see if they like the structure or the color. That might be another hour. So maybe I would say I can make it in 5 hours. So what websites are y'all trying to make? And my thing is though, but then also too right there, I love how you said after paying tax and you need to survive. I'm not doing this as a career though. I'm doing this as a side hustle. You said, okay, no worries, good luck. Thank you so much, Stan. You said $45 per hour is low. It says just pay in. Yes, we're talking about one pagers. One pagers. It says design front end, back end. But you don't have to do back end for a website. See, that's why I keep saying I think we're misconstruing what we're building. I feel like we would agree if you can understand what I'm trying to say. Because you don't need to do back end for a website. You said 5 hours, pretty much. If you're doing the layout, because I'm talking about, because I think I like what I don't know how to pronounce your name. I think it's like Dawu Baloo. I feel like I like what you were saying there, and then I'm talking about one pagers. I'm talking about a static site, and I'm talking about not building the back end of a booking page. You're just getting the booking page from a different. Like, you could literally get it from Calendly, and it could pop out as a pop out, and you just got a book. It says, I know it is minimal change. Show me. Show you what? That I could build a website in 5 hours? The website I'm talking about, I think I could 100% build in 5 hours. It says we were talking about, oh wait, no, I already read that part. Damn, I actually stayed on way longer than I was supposed to. I really wanted to get this point across, is that I'm talking about smaller websites, small websites. And then also too, oh yeah, no, that's the part I was gonna say, because you said, oh no, I think I did mention that, because you said you need to survive, but I don't need to make that much money. Because that's another thing too. I only plan on probably doing 2 to 4 clients a month, and I don't care to charge enough money to be able to. I don't care to charge enough money to be able to make, like, to pay my bills. Like, I'm good. I already have a job for that. You said a website created and published website in 5 hours. Well, I don't have 5 hours. You said try building 1 hour. Building it in 1 hour is crazy. Actually, you know what would be crazy? I could do that for a YouTube video. That's actually not bad. Saying like I could be like, I tried to build this website in an hour, or I built this website in 5. That wouldn't be a bad YouTube video. You said lovable builds shit in 5 minutes. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's possible. But people are making it seem like you can't build it in that fast. Especially the websites I'm talking about. I probably do need to show how I built what I'm talking about, because I feel like it's just not being understood. You said just join. What are you talking about? Oh, we were talking about first, I wasn't even supposed to stay this long. I'm literally supposed to be getting off alive. But I was trying to explain, like, when it comes to selling websites to small entrepreneurs, like really small entrepreneurs, I was explaining how I wanted to start it as a discount to end up I wanted to start it as a discount to end up gaining clients and then eventually go to my normal price. When I said that, it turned out to be that some people think I would be charging too low. And that's where I'm just kind of like, I don't think certain people are understanding whom I'm trying to build for. But I think, like, now it's starting to get understood, but I'm not sure. It says 1 minute websites, 10-minute website, 1 hour website videos. No, that's what I'm saying, bro. It would be crazy. That would be insane. He said, "Well, watch that stream." He said, "Oh, you want a mouse clicker?" Um, I don't know what that means. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, you want to be a mouse clicker? I still don't get that. It says you do not need any web dev knowledge. Oh no, yeah, I know that. Someone was actually just telling me that the other day. Is that you are able to make websites with like Webflow and stuff. So, but I don't know. I feel like for me, I just like to see myself build with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That I wouldn't mind like building it with that in mind. But now I feel like Stan, now I feel like you understand what I mean. Like the same websites that you could just easily build with Webflow, I plan to do with WebDev. So to me, it's like it wouldn't really be that much. You said I'm 14 and trying to do that too. Hey, that's what's up, bro. Hey, listen, I bet you can. I bet you can. Just keep learning, keep grinding, keep building, man, and you'll definitely get there at some point, bro. Trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. But no, yeah. So now I'm finally happy. So now we came to the agreement stand. So now I feel like we understand what websites I'm talking about. Cause that's the only thing. But I do have to end up hopping off this live though, because man, but we got to 1,594. Oh shoot, about to hit 1,600. Says those that use Webflow have skill issues. Pico, you have me crying. You have me freaking crying, bro. But right, y'all, I do have to end up hopping off of this. If you are still new here, definitely hit that subscribe button. If you want to catch tomorrow's live at 12 p.m. EST, I still got to finish a little bit of the JavaScript to the website that we are doing right now. So hopefully we can complete that in tomorrow's live. And then after that, I'm not sure where we're going to go. We might hop back into the certification, then come back with a new project. You know, y'all see. I hop on live every single day at 12 p.m. EST. So definitely make sure you hit that sub button and you turn on those notifications so you can catch these lives. So y'all can have these conversations with me. Because I don't mind having these conversations like with Stan and I forgot how to pronounce your name again. Damn, I think it's like Dawo Baloo. I think I'm gonna call you Baloo. I don't mind having these conversations, so it doesn't really come off as like being heated or like if we disagree to agree, that's all good. I just like to the only thing I like to do is just get it to an understanding. Like we agree here, but this is what I'm doing. And if like you disagree, then it's okay. You know, we could agree to disagree. So definitely if y'all have anything where y'all want to talk about it with me, it's all good. I'll definitely sit there and have a good time. You said have fun in your journey in business. Thank you so much, Stan. Thank you so much. I love that we had this conversation. Deuces, love y'all. Catch y'all in the next one. Says Dawo Blue is short for don't worry, be lucky. Oh, okay. Hopefully I can remember that. If you come back in the next stream, test me on it. Remind me. Be like, what is the words for that? And I think I might get it. I'm not sure. My memory is kind of trash. But alright. Deuces, y'all.